Welcome to Paul's Cooking Adventures. Today we're going to be making some beef jerky, not your normal jerky. We're going to be making 3 different types of jerky. We have some lovely Thai style jerky, we have some teriyaki jerky, and we have some Char Siu jerky. These are all fantastic ones, and let's wait to the end to find out my favorite one. Let's get cooking. Hi guys. Choosing the right piece of meat for your jerky is pretty simple. Flank or skirt, these type of pieces of meat, or round. You want very lean meat, no fat in it whatsoever. Fat in your jerky will just ruin your jerky. You can see by these meat, absolutely no fat in it whatsoever. What we're going to do is we're just going to trim up any fat that's on it. We're going to remove before we slice it up. The way we slice our meat, you can see this meat has got grains running down it. The grains running down it are all running this way. If we cut our knife this way, it will get really stringy. So what we want to do is we want to cut against the grain. You just want to make sure that you cut across the grain so that you don't get stringy meat at the end. There's nothing worse than getting that stringy meat cut between your teeth. Let's get cutting. Our piece of flank is ready to go. As you can see, I've removed all the fat from it, and all we're going to do is going to start cutting across that grain. When we're cutting, we want to make this as thin as possible. A little trick, if you're not that good on your knife, you can put this in the freezer for half an hour and it'll firm it up and it'll make it a lot easier to cut. This meat is perfectly cut, but if you've cut it too thick, no problems at all. Just bang it out a bit with a meat mallet and make it as thin as possible. For the teriyaki, we're going to need some sake, some mirin, some soy sauce, some garlic, and some ginger. First things first, we're going to need to peel our ginger and our garlic, and then with equal quantities of our soy sauce, our mirin, and our sake. Let's make sure we give this a good blend. And our teriyaki marinade we can just pour over the top. We give this a good mix. Cover with Glad wrap and in our fridge overnight. In a blender, we want to add some garlic, make sure it's peeled, some ginger, and some Chinese wine. We give this a blend. We can now add our fermented tofu. We can go in with some of the liquid as well. Dark soy sauce. Hoisin sauce. And some brown sugar. We can blend this again. It's ready to go. In with our Char Siu marinade. And make sure we give a really good mix. Cover with Glad wrap. and also in the fridge overnight. For the Thai recipe, we're going to use some coriander, chilies, garlic, ginger, and some palm sugar, along with some fish sauce. Let's get the ingredients in. Really good hit of fish sauce, palm sugar, our garlic, ginger, take the tops off our chilies. I've got 4 chilies. You can go a little bit hotter or not quite as hot, it's up to you. And we'll go in with all our stalks. Stalks and roots and all adds to the flavor. And it wouldn't be Thai without some lime. We can make sure we give this a good zest first. There's so much flavor in the zest, we don't want to waste any of it. All these flavors in here is just an awesome umami flavor. It intensifies as we dehydrate it. And in with our limes. With our blender, let's give a good blend. And in we go, a taste of Thailand. Oh, this one's gonna taste beautiful. Let's give a really good mix. Cover with some Glad wrap. And in the fridge as well. Hi guys, we've been waiting overnight for these lovely ones to be ready. Today we're going to start drying. And we have our 3 different sorts. Our Char Siu one here. We can see with our lovely Char Siu, it's dried out lovely. It's sucked up all that moisture. So to me, we won't need to drain this one at all. We have our lovely Thai one here. And also it's really sucked up, the meat has sucked up all the juice and it's got all that flavor in it, which is going to be fantastic for when it dries. The only one that hasn't really taken in all the moisture is the teriyaki one. We're going to need to drain that one to get off all the excess water. It's very simple to do. We just have a pot here with a little strainer on it and we're just going to tip it in. We can just let this one sit until last. We'll do up the other 2 first and let that one drain until we get ready. So we're going to do 2 different ways today. We're going to do in the dehydrator. I'm going to show you how to do that one. And we're also going to do it in the oven. Both are very, very simple, easy ways to do it. And by the end of it, we're going to have some lovely jerky very, very soon. Let's get cooking. Very simple to do. We're going to get our lovely beef and make sure that we spread it out as thinly as possible and as long as possible across all of our mats. Making sure to give it some space in between so that the air passes through and we get a lovely drying and curing of our meats. Oh wow, yum, this is so tasty. And now for our teriyaki one. This one has just got a lovely smell to it, that taste of Japan. As I say, the umami flavor for this one is going to be fantastic. Back on with our lid, and now we can get this one dehydrating on about 125 degrees Celsius, and we'll see how long it takes. I think it's going to take about 6 hours. Okay guys, now we're going to do it in the oven as well. The best way to do this is grab your whole oven rack, and we're just going to get a piece of baking paper and spread it the whole way across. Don't bother using baking trays or anything like this, because this gives you the full use of your oven. And then all we do is spread across our lovely jerky to use up as much room as possible. Make sure to leave just a little space in between each one. There we go guys, and now straight into our oven on about 120 degrees Celsius. This is going to take around 6 hours, but let's see how long it takes in my oven. We're now 6 hours later. We've got these lovely ones straight out of our dehydrator. These are looking absolutely fantastic. Here we go. These are the ones out of the oven. We can see there's a lot of moisture around the outside, which is just sitting on. That's the fat that's been coming out of them. So guys, how did they turn out? I'm pretty happy how they all turned out. These are the oven-based jerkies over this side, and this side is our dehydrated jerkies. I have to say these ones look much better and a much better quality product than the oven-based ones. Obviously the oven I'm using is a very old oven, which you can see in the background. You may have a lovely fan force one that may turn out a lot better, but I got a much better product out of the dehydrated jerkies. The lovely flavors that we have here, this one is the teriyaki one. We're going to give this one a try first. It's a lovely texture. It rips apart. It's got a rubberiness to it. I love that about the jerky, that it just keeps on chewing and chewing and jerking. But it's a flavor of Japan. I put this in my mouth, I close my eyes, and it takes me to Japan. Oh, amazing umami flavor that this brings through. I'm going to enjoy eating all this one. The next one, I'm going to leave that one to last. Next one we'll try is the Char Siu. Same texture, turns out absolutely fine. It's got that rubberiness. You can really, if you wanted to, cook it more and make it really dry, but I love that rubberiness that you have to the jerky. Yeah, if I was to close my eyes, I'm eating Char Siu, and it's exactly what it tastes like, that barbecue Chinese flavor. You're gonna love this one. This one is really nice. I have to say, this is better than the teriyaki. Oh wow, it seemed like forever that I was chewing that. I'm gonna fast forward that bit to make it a little bit quicker for you guys. And the next one, my last one, I made this Thai spice one. I'm very interested in how this one turns out. Wow. This one, it's got everything that I need in a jerky. It's got spice, it's got that chili in it, which really gives that hit to it. I can taste it's not just straight chili, it's ginger as well. That ginger comes through for that sharpness. The garlic, I can taste the coriander. This by far is my best jerky. If I was going to make any jerky at all, I would make the Thai spice one. Oh. Thank you for joining me today, guys. It's been a real pleasure. I really appreciate everyone who's been following me all this time. I've got lots more recipes to come. I'm enjoying working with you guys. Let's get cooking.